Hey guys, this is Arun,
And this is Abby.
and welcome back to a brand new episode of Fill Your Pockets. Today's episode will be August 2nd, and before we start today's episode, we're going to do a quick recap of Friday's games. We didn't have any episodes over the weekend, so our last episode was on Friday. And a quick recap on Friday, we went 2 for 1 on Friday. We went 2-0 on the straight plays, which were the Yankees money line and the Mariners money line. The Yankees won their game 3-1, and the Mariners also beat the Rangers 9-5. Then for our second play, we had a parlay going.
Third play.
Uh,
Sorry,
or
everyone.
third play, sorry. Third play, we had a parlay. One of our legs hit for the parlay. We had the White Sox hitting, but the second leg of our parlay did not hit. The Dodgers versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. Great game. The Dodgers were clawing back, and Diamondbacks responded every time, and eventually they came out with the dub. So 2 for 1 for the night. Not bad. We're sitting at 6-4 for the season, so it's only been a little over a week. Making good progress, and we're still positive. So that's all that matters right now. Um, Abishai, do you quickly want to go over these Friday games?
Yes, thanks. Thank you, Arun. First game, Yankees Marlins. They made those trades, those huge trades. Anthony Rizzo, Joey Gallo, and Anthony Rizzo came through. He's the one that scored the home run. The score was 0-0, I think, going into the seventh inning, and he just nailed one to the right corner. And to be honest, that was all they needed. That's how the game jump started. And the Yankees, they're pitching. Um, who was pitching for them? I think. Oh yeah, Talon was pitching for them. He's their ace. I've been saying this right now. He is their ace. 7 innings, phenomenal. What can you say? Yeah, he's going against the Marlins, who have been struggling. They made a lot of trades, but overall, for any professional to go against any other professional team, 7 innings, basically flawless. That is a monumental feat, in my opinion, and he has been pitching phenomenal. Then we get to Seattle and the Rangers. Hey, the stat is the stat. The numbers don't lie, man. Logan Gilbert, once again, he hasn't lost his last 10 starts, and then he starts again, and now let's make that 11. 11 straight. Yeah, the Rangers were able to score a little bit, but this game was never in doubt. I think the score was 7-0 at one point. Seattle, um, they won and they needed to win, but unfortunately for them, Saturday Sunday they lost. So just for their playoff chances, that was not a good look. But so that at least they were able to salvage the first game, which was on Friday. Then we get to Cleveland versus the White Sox, 6-4. This game was crazy. This game was crazy. White Sox started off down 2-0 right from the first inning. Lance Lynn, who has been their best pitcher the whole season, he looked like he was about to get dogged on, and he against a team that's not really that good at scoring. To be honest, Cleveland does not score that much. So, but he rebounded. He was phenomenal. He was able to go 5 innings. I think he went 5 innings, 3 runs only. So for his standards, it was not. It was an average start because that's the standards he has for himself, and that's the standards that he set for himself this season. Actually, over the past 2 seasons, but ultimately, the White Sox in the ninth, eighth inning, later innings, they were able to prevail. They got the eighth inning, my bad. They were able to get the crucial runs, even though the game was tied, and they needed it. They needed to win. They need to win, even though they're clearly head and shoulders above any other team in the division. You have to keep winning because you need to be going in the right direction, going into the playoffs, even though we're about 2 months out. The final game, as Arun mentioned, Dodgers Diamondbacks. This game was all about who the hell did the Dodgers have left pitching, because they came off a very, very, very difficult series against the Giants. They just can't beat the Giants. They won one game. They lost two. It was draining, coming off emotional. They got shut out the last game on Thursday. But in my opinion, they should still beat the Diamondbacks. There's no excuse to lose to them. They had multiple opportunities with scorers and with runners in scoring position,
Mhm.
and they just couldn't do it. Corey Seager came back, which was a huge lift for them. Mookie Betts was out. Obviously, Mookie Betts came back yesterday, but overall, the fact that the score was, I think, 4-0, was it 3? It was 3-0. It was 3-0. Dodgers scored twice, so it was 2-3. Then the Diamondbacks responded, as Arun mentioned, and made it 5-2. Then the Dodgers came back again, 4-5, ultimately to make it 5-5.
Mhm.
That shows you and gives a testament to what this team is all about. They are never out of it. Yes, they ultimately lost, but that's why they were in the parlay. Still 2-1, and
All right.
that's how we do it so far.
Yeah, great recap, Abhishek. All right, so let's get into today's episode. So for today's episode, we got 3 games for tonight's slate. Not too many games on tonight, so we're gonna be previewing 3 games. The first game of the night, we have the New York Mets taking on the Miami Marlins. This is a 7:10 Eastern Time game. Right now, the Miami Marlins are leading the season series against the Mets, sitting at 3-2. And right now, DraftKings has the Mets as favorites sitting at -150. But eventually, I think Abishai will get into more detail, but I think this line will move further north, meaning the Mets will be more favored. So if you could hop on this line as soon as possible, it'll be a great idea. But Abhishek, let's preview this first game. Mets versus Marlins. Who you got, my man?
Okay, Mets versus Marlins. Meagle, the rookie, he has been outstanding. Is pitching for the Mets. He has basically saved their season, I would say, because the best pitcher in all of baseball, Jacob deGrom, he's been out for a significant period of time. Some of their starting pitchers have gone up and down. Taiwan Walker, Marcus Stroman, up and down. He has I don't even think the Mets expected this from him, but he has been phenomenal. He's given up 1 run in his last 17 innings, and he has not been playing just like strawberry shortcakes. He's been playing real teams. He shut out the Toronto Blue Jays, who have one of the most deadly lineups, top 5 lineups in baseball. He played against the Braves. Braves are improving. The Braves are a playoff team from last year. Yes, they have some injuries, but still, he was able to shut them down basically. And he has just been phenomenal for them as a rookie. Now we get to the Marlins side of this. They've lost 4 straight. They've scored 4 runs total in 3 games. That's 1.3 runs a game.
Mhm.
You're not winning scoring, even though testament to them, their pitching has been phenomenal. These are low-scoring games. The Yankees barely beat them 3 straight times, but the Yankees are also a team that have been struggling to score recently, even though they added those 2 pieces, Anthony Rizzo and Joey Gallo. To be honest, both teams are struggling scoring. Even the Mets. The Mets the whole season. I think the Mets had the lowest per game scoring in baseball, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't looked that up, but I know for some period of time they definitely were. Both these teams are somewhat similar. They both win, even though the Marlins haven't been winning. But that's because they are still reloading. They're not trying to win a World Series right now. They're trying to get talent, trying to improve their roster. But the games that they have won, they've won because of pitching and timely hitting. They've traded away a lot of players. A lot of players have gone injured as well. The Mets, obviously, the biggest acquisition for them was Javier Baez, one of my favorite players to watch. The man's nickname is Magician, and that's what he is on the field. He is phenomenal. First game with the Mets on Saturday, hits a home run.
Oh yeah,
That's what he is. That's what he is.
sick.
Sick. He got the flash. He's the Odell Beckham of baseball, in my opinion. That's how I would like to compare him. And he is going to add for this team because Francisco Lindor is still injured, and he's going to be injured possibly till September. So they need him. I think this game is basically about one thing Arun mentioned. We don't even know who the hell is pitching for the Marlins. They have used everyone, bullpen, starters, everything they got, just to play these last 3 games against the Yankees. So I don't think right now we're recording this at 11:30 Eastern Time a.m. I don't think we're gonna know who's pitching for them till like maybe 6:30 probably. So this line is at -150, which I feel is fantastic value right now. God knows who's gonna be the starter. Obviously, we give out our official picks around like 5, closer to when the lineups are released because you need to see who's batting. But for this instance, I will highly recommend right now you better hammer the Mets because I feel they have the 3 pillars. We always discuss this when discussing any matchup in baseball. Starting pitching, batting, bullpen. The Mets have it all right now. Their bullpen is fine because they barely used anyone yesterday because they got blown out. Batting, both these teams struggle to score, but the Mets are just healthier and they have more star power at the moment. In starting pitching, we know who's one starter. I know the Marlins' best starters they've all already pitched. Thompson pitched on Friday. Alcantara pitched yesterday. I'm forgetting who pitched on Saturday. It's slipping my mind. Oh, Trevor Rogers, who has been actually, those two, Alcantara and Trevor Rogers, have been the Miami Marlins' best two pitchers this whole season. They both already pitched, and Pablo Lopez, he's injured. So I really have no idea who they're going to use today. And no matter who they do use, I don't think he could be that good. I'll just be blatantly honest, even though I have no statistics to back that up because I don't know who it is. Regardless, Mets minus 150. This could be the strongest play of the day in terms of value, in my opinion.
All right, guys. So first game of the slate, we're leaning towards the Mets, and you better hop on the value before it skyrockets north. So
this
right
line,
now,
just to add, Arun, this line opened at 130 last night. So already 150.
it's moving.
God knows where it could go.
Yeah, it's moving. All right. All right, so for our second game of the slate, we have a 8:10 Eastern Time game. We have the Pittsburgh Pirates taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers are currently leading the season series against the Pirates, sitting at a 10-3 record. So obviously they've been dominating them all season. Right now, DraftKings has the Pirates sitting at plus 185 odds, while the Brewers are favored at minus 225. So the odds aren't that good. But my boy Abhishek will tell you exactly how to play this game. And Abhishek, take it away, my man. Who you got for the second game?
All right, so this is going to be a two-way thing because it's going to be this game or the next game. But obviously, Arun mentioned it, 225. That's way too expensive for a straight play. There's no reason to do that with any baseball game, to be honest, or actually any sport, but especially in baseball. But that's why we're here, trying to, scheme something up. But we have Wilson, Bryce Wilson, who was their key acquisition from the Braves over the trade deadline. He is going to be starting for them versus Eric Lauer. The Brewers have just pitching galore. They have the big three, Peralta, Woodruff, Burns, and then they have Lauer and what's the guy's name? Hauser. So who's going to be pitching tomorrow? But there's a big three, and the other two have been phenomenal as of recent. So today, as Arun mentioned, 10-3 on the season. The Brewers, the last time they played was I think it was like a week ago, and they swept them in Pittsburgh, and they scored 7+ runs each of those games. Right now, the Pirates are at their worst because they traded away a majority of their best players. Their bullpen traded away key pieces there. They traded away their closer. They traded away one of their best setup men, and they really only have Brian Reynolds. So if you can shut him down, you can shut down the lineup. I feel lefty. The Pittsburgh Pirates against lefties, which is what the Brewers are going to put out there tonight. They're 7-19 versus lefties. I like those odds. Brewers are 7-2 in their last 9 games. They've been hot. Their bats have been hot. They've been scoring. Besides one game where they scored 1 run, they've been scoring 6+ runs consistently over the last almost week-plus period. Also, like I mentioned about Eric Lauer, he's been pitching fantastic recently. I don't think I do think the Brewers probably expected this from him. It took him some time to get here. 5 straight quality starts. Quality start meaning no more than 3 runs allowed, and he has been delivering. And the one time Wilson, who is a very young pitcher, he was with the Braves, now he's with the Pirates. The one time he did play against the Brewers, he got knocked around. Like in four innings, he gave up 4 runs. So it's not a big sample. It's 1 game, but it is something. It showed that the first time he played against them, he didn't have the number at all, especially because at that time he was a rather unknown player. So that's a benefit for the pitcher because the batters don't know they know what your best pitches are, but they haven't seen it yet. And when they saw it, they hit them, and that's what it was. So once again, 3 pillars. Always discuss this: starter, Brewers, batting, Brewers, bullpen, Brewers. This is Brewers all day. But like we mentioned, minus 225, way too expensive. Run line, maybe, if you want to go that way. I personally just hate the run line because to win by 2 runs, like spreads, I give props to any person that really can bet the spread hard and consistently win off of the spread, because when you bet the spread, you're not just betting the team, you're betting the number with the team. And that is where it gets very, very difficult. So the point of this podcast, the point of me and Arun being here, the point of us in general is to make life easier on everyone else. So
Right.
we're going to figure our way out to do that. So keep that in mind. But right now,
All
obviously, the
right.
play here is the Brewers. Minus 25 is too expensive. So that way we're going to find a way to make it less expensive and valuable for everyone going forward.
All right, so let's preview this next and last game of the night. So we have a 9:40 Eastern Time game. We have the San Francisco Giants taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Right now, the San Francisco Giants are sitting at minus 200, I believe. Yeah, minus
Yes.
200 on DraftKings, and the Diamondbacks sitting at plus value plus 170. And the Giants are leading the season series, sitting at 9-1, so absolutely dominating the Arizona Diamondbacks. Abhishek, thoughts on this last game? I know you want to spice it up with this last game that we just previewed, so take it away, my man.
I don't think there's any way around it. My man Arun says spice it up. He's a cook. He knows how to make food. Punjabi. He knows what to do. He is saying all the right things here. Minus 200. As Drake said once, this line went 0 to 100 real quick. This shit was minus 150 last night. I wake up in the morning. This is minus 200. So that means people hammered it. They hammered it. They hammered it. They saw the value at 150 money line for the San Francisco Giants. And they're like, yo, this has to be a joke. And that's what I thought. So I thought I'd wake up. Maybe I have an opportunity to pick them. But no, went to minus 200. That's why we have to spice this up. But before we spice it up, let's get into the matchup here. 9-1, as Arun mentioned, that is straight domination. 90% win rate. So your odds are already in your favor. We have Anthony D, as I like to call him, against Taylor Widener. I apologize to him if I'm saying his name wrong, but that's what I'm reading. People mess my name up all the time. So let's get this going. The San Francisco Giants, they're coming off two huge series. They played the Dodgers, one of the best, well, the second best team in the NL, their division rivals, and the Houston Astros, potentially the best team in the AL. They beat them both each 2-1. The Dodgers won one game, Houston won one game, but overall the series win goes to the Giants. They are fighting for first place. This is going to be a dogfight. We constantly keep mentioning this when we bring up the San Francisco Giants and the LA Dodgers. They're going to be nip and tuck throughout the whole rest of the next 7 weeks. So it's good. They're still in first place. But just to make sure they stay in first place, obviously, they made a huge acquisition on Friday. Chris Bryant from the Chicago Cubs. First start yesterday. Hits a two-run home run to tie the game. Man, that's why you go out and make a big trade for a big bat, for a big player, for a a World Series champion. You elevate the morale of the team that, we didn't stand pat. The Dodgers made a huge move. The Padres made a couple moves. Everybody was making moves on Friday, and then they made a significant move to boost their offense, and he delivered immediately. Now we get into the pitching matchup. Anthony D, as I like to call him, he has dominated Arizona in his career. 1.6 ERA versus Arizona in his career. And the last two times, actually, no, scratch that. He's played the Arizona twice this season. This is when Arizona actually had hope. Right now, they're dead. This is when Arizona had hope. He beat them, not he, obviously, the team, when he started twice already. He didn't give up more than 2 runs in either of the 2 starts. They had Escobar in the lineup. They had Marte in the lineup. They had Walker. They had all their key players playing at the time. They had their bullpen pieces. They actually felt like, okay, we have a season to play. Who knows what we can do? Now they know our season's over. We're picking vacation spots already. That's what we're doing. I think San Francisco is rolling. You could say this could be a letdown spot because they're coming off 2 huge series. Listen, man, just like what I said Friday, you cannot make me bet the Diamondbacks. I'm sorry. You cannot make me do that. So, and then we get to the Arizona starter, Taylor Widener. To be honest, rookie, he started off his career pretty good. He was pitching pretty damn well to start his career off. But his last 2 starts have been awful. He's given up 5 runs in each of those starts. And the most concerning thing is those were against the Rangers, top 3 worst teams in baseball, and Pittsburgh, one of the top 3 worst teams in baseball. So if you can't stop them, there's no way you stopping the best team in baseball, which is San Francisco. So the numbers, recent performances, matchups, 3 pillars, Starting pitching, Giants. Batting, Giants. Bullpen, Giants. Giants, Giants, Giants. If they lose, they lose. It happens in sports. But there's no way in hell you're going to make me pick the Arizona Diamondbacks today. And minus 200, as Arun mentioned. Also, not as expensive as Milwaukee, but it's expensive. So what do? When you find things that are expensive, you try to find a discount. And that's how we're going to make a discount. We're going to combine, parlay. Obviously, final picks will be given on our IG. Remember that. Keep lookout for that. Giants and the previous game that we just went over, Brewers. Those two teams, parlay them. You're getting to the plus money. I think it's
Plus 116.
there you go. Arun had it ready to go. Plus 116. That's fantastic. Anything the plus is what we're looking for. You want to be positive. And our straight play would be, as of right now, the New York Mets.
Yep.
3 games, not a huge slate. 8 games. Some of these matchups are pretty awful, in my opinion. Phillies, Nationals, I don't like that. I love the Blue Jays today, but minus 255, that's way, way too expensive. Yankees, minus 260, hell no. I would actually try to even bet the Orioles if I were anyone, because 300 almost for the Yankees, that's too much. We have, and then we have Angels, Rangers, Jesus Christ, that's just trash. And then we have Seattle and the Rays. That's all the games going on tonight. So,
Yeah.
we went over the games that we like. We
All
went
right.
over the games that we feel you should like, and we went over the games that we think that can actually make you fill your pockets.
Well said, Abhishek. All right, guys, before we wrap up this episode, make sure you guys tune into our Instagram page. We're going to have the final picks there. And hopefully you guys have a great gambling day. Hopefully you guys start this week off strong. It's a Monday, so, hey, man, happy gambling, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
That's it.
Peace out.
That's how you close it out. One more time.
Happy gambling, guys, and safe gambling as well. Peace out.